Well, oh, well. The Avs are still alive. They're still dancing. They're still vibing. By the way, I literally just pulled up the stat page. It says the Kraken had 5 high danger chances in the first period, and the Avs had 1. Okay, I don't know what numbers those are or where they came from, but that was not the first period that I watched of this hockey game. It said high danger chances were 8-7 for Colorado. I mean, that's a 5-on-5, but even then, I don't know if I buy that. But
It's weird. Money puck and natural stat trick are very different for the game.
is Money Puck way more favoring the Avs?
No, natural stat trick is.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, I think it. I don't know. I think the Avs. I think like the grade A, the absolute grade A's were pretty even, but the Avs had a lot more grade B's. Like
Maybe. I think also, like, statistically, a lot of Seattle's higher danger chances, they came from, like, the side of the net and kind of just shot it into Georgiev. And, on these stat tracking things, those, that's all that matters. Where I feel like the Avs got a little bit more of theirs, like, moving side to side. Like,
Mm-hmm. And
like
even Seattle got a lot in that front. It wasn't ever clean, really.
Right. Yeah. That's yeah. Anyways, I mean, this was I don't think you really like. There's not much to complain about from this hockey game, other than for the 6th game in a row. Your bottom 6 has like 0 goals combined, but I don't think they played poorly.
Yeah, I mean, you finally get a depth goal from EJ.
From Eric Johnson.
Mm-hmm. Should have had one from Bo.
Yeah, but well, I mean, we could. I thought the Avs. I mean, we could just sort of jump right in. I thought the Avs started the game like with a really good shift, and it was kind of Seattle, and then there were some power plays, and then the Avs scored, but then it didn't count. Do you think this is the right call?
Offside?
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah, I think like I don't think it's like I can't say definitively it's conclusive, but I think they've started to do this thing where you could do some reasoning, and it's just like you see like the big jump in between like Erod's skate and the puck, and I feel like it's just like not possible for it to have been onside.
Mm-hmm.
Really disappointing. I'm wearing my Bo jersey. I was literally talking with someone earlier about Bo and what he was going to do tonight. Someone said that Bo was due for a big moment in this series, and that could have been it. We'll see if he has another one left in his pocket for Game 7, because if he wants to get that one back, the Avs are going to need it.
Yeah, I actually called the EJ goal.
Really?
Yeah, I did. I was just hanging out, a couple hours before the game, and I was just like, man, it would suck if EJ didn't score this year. Like, hopefully he scores tonight. One of the last chances he'll get, and then he scored.
Yeah, I mean, this is. I mean, there's a chance that Sunday is his last game at Ball Arena in an Avs sweater.
Yep. I don't think so. I think he'll play another year. Just depending on.
I don't know. With him, like, I mean, if Josh Manson wasn't hurt, I mean, he's not probably in the lineup right now. So I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe
he's looked pretty good. He's looked pretty good ever since Game 2. Like, just a lot better. Like the EJ we saw last playoffs.
But it's cake. They only had carrot cake, but I like carrot cake, so I'm fine with it. Blake's not the one eating it, so he doesn't get to.
Carrot cake is disgusting.
He doesn't have to worry about it. All right. Well, I mean, and then we could talk about this goal. On the whole, I thought Evan Rodriguez played a pretty good game, but this is like at least the second time in this series where he's made a bad play at the blue line.
Yeah, it was up and down for sure.
For the most part, I think this was a little bit reminiscent of his Game 2. Good energy, racked in, got a couple points in, but like I don't think he was anything special offensively. I mean, he had that one really nice like pull and drag move, but it was mostly just he was kind of an energy guy for the top six.
Yeah, I think that's when he's at his best. Honestly, is when he's using his speed. He's got that deception to his game that we saw tonight as well. Kind of like what you were saying with that toe drag, just through the neutral zone. He's just whatever it is, or I don't even know what I'm saying. Whatever it is about him skating through the neutral zone, um, defensemen just like can't pick him up. It's very strange. They don't know what he's doing. So I think when he's using his speed, they benefit from that a lot more.
Mm-hmm. When he's shooting the puck too, I think his shot's nothing crazy, but I mean,
It's not good, man.
it's more about the confidence.
Yeah.
That it's more of a sign that he's being confident with the puck, and he's not. I mean, he might not be like a threat to score like McKinnon and Rantanen, but he's like you can't just be like, oh, he's just gonna pass it. That's fine. Anyways, he makes this mistake. Kind of a weird puck. Vince Dunn finally shows up in this series, and
soft goal.
Yeah, I don't know, with weird pucks like that. I don't know. I'm just not like too hard on him. I don't know. I'll listen to Henrik Lundqvist on this one. I'll default to him.
Nah. Soft.
By the way, do you remember? I don't know if you're not really a Mighty Ducks guy, so I don't know if you'll remember.
It's been a while.
Yeah. Biz on the broadcast said it was Goldberg that did the knuckle puck, and I tweeted it. I tagged Biz and NHL on TNT, and then when they came back from it, they said that people were checking your Mighty Ducks trivia, and I don't know if they caught that or I was part of a greater issue, and they just chose not to show my tweet. But I don't know. I still feel like I kept Biz accountable. And that's not something a lot of people can do. So I'm personally proud of myself. Anyways, then the Kraken go on the power play. This was one of my least favorite calls of the night.
It was very one-sided until the very end of the game when
with the high stick.
I missed the high stick, and then they called that icing. Even though Jack Johnson could have totally got it.
Oh, he totally sandbagged it.
Yeah. And then they called that one on Yanni Gord at the end. But that was I feel like you have to call that. That changed.
Right. No, that's a call.
Yeah, that changed the play. That would have given Seattle such an advantage. Which, honestly, it wouldn't have surprised me if they didn't call it. That's just kind of how the series is gone. It's how this game went. And I know we'll get into the Eberle stuff kind of when we get there, but in the delay of game penalty too, just it was all good.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no, this one, Dennis Mullen gets called for a hooking, something that Seattle did about 30 times in this game. Like literally before this, Mikko Rantanen went on a rush and got just assaulted by 3 people, and they didn't. It's like one of those things where it's like, okay, you're setting a standard, you have to keep the standard. It was clearly they were not keeping the standard.
Nah, it's only for one. It's only for one team, man, and that's how it's been the whole series. And
I mean, that's how it is when the Avs are playing fast hockey. Is that it's just kind of that way. They're just not going to keep both teams to the same standards because one team is doing, they have to even the playing field, which is why it's so important for the Avs to do this again in Game 7. We'll talk about Game 7 towards the end. But then they do get a goal. Evan Rodriguez kind of redeems himself. Plays a big part in this little rush goal. I mean, this is a pretty free goal for Mikko Rantanen. Kind of just taps it in.
Yep.
Just taps
really good hockey. Really good zone entry by Nate. A lot of speed through there. First 2 periods for him. So in the third period, you can tell he was a little tired and just was checking really well. But yeah, really nice play by him to get that set up, and then good play all around.
It's very nice. It's a big goal because Sal gets the first goal, technically, again, and the Avs I think were the better team in this period. That felt a lot like the game 3 first period. They were the better team, and so they at least getting it at the end of the period gives you a little bit of a momentum swing going into it, stuns the crowd a little bit, and at least you're not down, losing after your hard work at the very least.
Yeah.
I think this was a good mix. We saw in game 5, the Avs first period was very cautious. They didn't want to give up the first goal.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, now their backs are against the wall, so they're just kind of like, all right, well.
It was really good. It's desperate.
And that's they have to play with a similar desperation on Sunday. They can't get too desperate, obviously.
It's the same situation.
Yep. I mean, if they lose, they're done. It's the same thing.
Yep.
But now it's the other team that's doing it.
Yep.
And that, like I said, we'll talk about that later. Anyway, so the second period rolls around, and this is where the ass kicking this is where the Avs started to kick some ass.
Yeah. It wasn't even close, the second period.
I mean, the second and the third period, to be completely honest.
Third period was a little more. It reminded me a lot of Game 6 against Tampa Bay.
They were peppering chances on, but they weren't letting anything happen.
Surgical defensive hockey in the third, but the second period was really good. Second goal. What was the second goal?
The second goal was EJ.
Mixing up. Oh, yeah, EJ. Really lucky. I think it hits Tolvanen, and then it hits the ice and pops up and then goes in. Yeah.
I thought it just hit Tolvanen and just kind of deflected a little bit.
They showed a slow-mo of it right before the third period started in the game summary, and it was off Tolvanen, off the ice, and then in. So understandable why Grubauer didn't save that one. But I mean, EJ's earned that just with how he's turned it around these past 4 games, compared to games 1 and 2. He deserved it. So good for him.
Well, and not only that, but Nathan McKinnon just put in absolute work in the corner. I mean, him and Mikko.
I mean, it's Jamie Alexiak. He just bodies Jamie Alexiak.
Right. He's just kind of yeah. I mean, he got knocked down. He literally went to the puck, got knocked down, tried to stand up, fell over, and he still got the puck and ended up winning it for the goal.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's something the forwards are doing a good job of, is they were giving it to the defenseman with space.
Mm-hmm.
So the defensemen they could do stuff. They could generate from back there. Haven't had a lot of space this series up there. So
no, I mean, Cale Makar still hasn't had a lot of space this series.
Yeah, he's still got.
He makes his space.
How many points does he have? He's played 5 games and he's got how many points? I think it's 7, right?
Quite a few. I'll look. I mean, I think the way they played offense today was pretty good. I think we can talk about it now, because I mean they had 3 power plays in the second period. They were 0-4 through it, and it was the process on the power play was really quite good. I mean, they were dominating possession. They were getting chances. They were just getting some blocked, and they couldn't finish on some. Mikko had a wide open net they didn't score on. Same with JT Compher. And fortunately tonight it didn't bite them back. Their power play, I think, has taken strides in its process, but it still just hasn't really gotten anything. Their first unit hasn't scored a single power play goal this whole series. Mikko Rantanen has their 1, but that was technically him playing with the second unit. So,
yeah, I mean, you see it even tonight, the outcome of the game, they dominate Seattle. And it still feels like they just left a lot out there, which is
this game could have been wrapped and dried before.
Oh yeah, they had so many chances, and I think it could have been 5 or 6. Honestly.
And I think part of that is credit to Philip Grubauer because he did make some nice saves. I don't know.
He was pretty good.
Yeah, I feel I don't know.
Third goal was really nice.
I'm going to talk about that now.
Nice play by Makar.
Really quick, while we're on the power play and we talked about the refs, I've never seen whatever Arturi Lehkonen got called for in the entirety of anything. A
What?
guy's playing for a puck. He hits the goalie's stick.
Oh yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that called either.
Dom from the
Really soft
decision.
too. Like he doesn't really touch Grubauer's stick, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Dom Decision from the Athletic said that might have been the worst call of the playoffs so far.
yeah,
Because that's really bad.
yeah. It was
And I mean,
frustrating, and then Borgen. The thing that frustrated me about that is Borgen starts to try to fight Miko, drops his gloves, starts punching him and
well, yeah.
ragdolling him, and Miko's like, "Dude, I'm not fighting you. Like you're some bum, and I'm Miko Rantanen. Like, no, I'm not taking that
Well,
trip."
yeah.
So, good on Miko, and that should have drawn another. That should have been. I think that should have been 4 on Borgen, and that should have been 2 on Miko. Because you're not allowed,
And then when because Borgen hits him like
you're not allowed to drop your
what?
gloves, right?
What?
You're not allowed to punch a guy if his gloves aren't dropped either.
Well,
Like,
right, and he's like slamming his head into the ice, and
yeah.
like I don't know. I
So
don't
the
really
ice
have a
lines
problem
are
with
should
that
be
part.
even.
I mean, just because Miko did feed him a few healthy cross checks before, so I
That's
feel like if
roughing though. Like they both get roughing.
yeah, um, but yeah, no, it was I don't
Would
know,
have been
man.
extra there.
And then Eddie Olczyk is like, well, Miko doesn't want any part of him, and it's like, well, first of all,
He's Miko.
why would he? Second of all, I mean, it's not like he like
Miko
wussed out of it. He kind of
Miko
just
would kick
fell.
his ass,
Yeah.
but he's
Um,
not gonna fight.
not gonna fight with Borgen.
Yeah, and then a really nice play. Kind of after all that mess gets sorted out, the Avs kind of go back to their game, and then really nice play by Makar to get it up to Devon Taves, and then he sees Lekkinen stick.
The good stick.
Good stick. Yeah, beautiful play.
It was very nice, and it kind of like that. At that point, you're just kind of like, all right, you feel like pretty confident. You don't feel like the Avs have blown a 2-goal lead to
Mm-hmm.
Seattle earlier this series, so you're not
Yeah,
like
you
feeling
don't feel
great
great.
about it.
Mm-hmm.
But when I will say, so far in this series, when the Avs have had a lead in the third period, they have played incredibly well.
Yeah,
They've defended their lead really well, and I think that's where star power comes into consideration. Is that Seattle doesn't really have anybody that can break through that or like do anything to like threaten that.
yeah. It's like you just look at Seattle, man. Like they don't play the same game when they're down. They don't play that smothering wave after wave game. Like they get caught doing stupid stuff. Like the Avs, like I
Well,
said,
right.
5 or 6.
Yeah, and this was kind of my. I mean, I don't like to bring it back to Game 5. I mean, you saw it with the Avs too. Like,
Mhm.
just you're pushing so hard. I think Seattle did a lot of stupid stuff. Like they had a handful of turnovers when they were trying to had
Yeah,
clean looks at exiting their own zone, and
right.
they
And
couldn't.
and they're lucky that all those turnovers ended up on Logan O'Connor, Andrew Cogliano's stick in the slot, and not Nathan
Not the
McKinnon.
other ones.
Yeah. Um,
I mean, I thought through the first period I wasn't a fan of those three, but then they switched O'Connor to center, and I thought I like them tonight. I think if they play like that in Game 7 and they don't score, I don't think you really want them to score. You want someone on
yeah.
your bottom 6 to score in Game
I
7, but I
think
think if they play like that, you feel
yeah,
pretty good.
yeah. I think in the first period it was a little frustrating because you see Bednar stack the lines for this game. He just stacks Lehkonen, McKinnon, Rantanen, and then he puts Lars up on the second line, which I actually thought was pretty good.
It
Nice
was.
defensive line. And then the third
It
line's more of the same kind of, but
yeah.
I think just when you just see there's just not a lot of depth with Nichushkin and Landeskog out, and that's why I think it was frustrating for me early in the game. Like you just feel like they just needed another piece. I at the deadline or something. Like just I know they're
Yeah,
injured, but even with those two, I feel like they just need one more thing down there.
maybe. I don't know.
Like another Erod type guy, you know?
I don't think it would have hurt, but I don't know, man. I just can't. I mean, given the state of the team right now, I don't know why you would spend assets to try and.
Yeah, I mean they didn't know at the time, so
Right. But yeah, no, I thought I liked the lines. I definitely thought the first period. I mean, that was our first period playing together, so there was definitely some feeling out. Like especially that second line, I felt like they weren't exactly crisp with the puck. But I think as the game went on, they looked a little bit better. Lacked a little bit of offense, but I mean, they were still really good defensively. I don't know.
yeah.
And that's kind of the thing is if your bottom three lines can just shut down their other matchups,
definitely.
then you're just like defense and in the first line score the goals.
Mm-hmm. And then this third period, man, just awesome hockey by the Avs. I mean, Seattle only got 4 shots on goal at 5v5. They got a few on their power play at the start, but they weren't. They were off from the outside.
From the outside, yeah.
Yeah. There was one chance the entire time where I was like, man, they could score, and it was kind of like a sneaky one at the start of the period. It was Jaden Schwartz from the slot, and he put it wide, and then that was really it.
Yeah. And this penalty is a little annoying from Alex Newhook. I really don't think it's that much of a penalty, to be completely honest, but still, I mean,
yeah.
I thought, and that's another line. I mean, I liked the Mulligan Myers Newhook line. I think
individually they had their issues, but together they weren't that bad.
I think I don't know. I don't really. I mean, Ben Myers I thought was really good. Dennis Mulligan I don't really have any problem with. Alex Newhook, I just think he needs to make better decisions with the puck. He's not shooting enough, as is often the case with Alex Newhook, and it's getting really frustrating.
Give me 1 sec. I need.
Okay. But yeah, no, I just don't like. Those are the way he has the lines today. If they play like this again on Sunday, you feel pretty good. Obviously, I mean the Avs played really well today, so obviously if they play well on Sunday, you feel fine. I just don't really like have any. I don't know. It all comes down to scoring because, I mean, yet again, EJ scores a goal, but your top line is responsible for all 4 of your goals technically, or play some part of it. You need someone other than your top line to contribute to some goals. Obviously EJ scores, but you need more than you need to get a goal where your top line has nothing to do with it. I mean,
yeah,
I just don't feel like you're.
I agree. You're gonna need one. You're gonna need one on Sunday.
You're gonna need at least one.
So,
yeah, we'll see. Last time, Nathan MacKinnon has historically not been like he's only played 3, but in Game 7s he's never been like that good. But
it's something that this core has never. I mean, been able to get past, and they've both been games where they've both been just weird games.
There's 3.
I mean, I don't really count the first one. It's just McKinnon.
I guess that makes sense. Well, it's McKinnon, Landeskog, and EJ.
Yeah, and that's it. It was just such a different team, and they were so young, man. Like, but
that was the last time the Avs technically hosted a Game 7.
Yes. 2019, McKinnon gets hurt with the shoulder. Not a lot of people remember that. He gets hurt with the shoulder. He leaves the game.
Well, and he gets a point that's taken away because of the offsides call.
Right. And then he comes back, and it just didn't feel like, just didn't feel like it was in the cards. And they're kind of playing from behind the whole time, and bad goaltending, honestly. Some grade A chances, but you could just tell they were just a little young against a really good Sharks team. So
yeah, the Jonas Donskoy.
Yeah,
he scores and then just leaves for the Avs next year.
Yeah, and then the Dallas one, man, you got 7 of your top.
The Dallas one was just, I mean, like that's the one where you're really disappointed with MacKinnon, but it's also like in context because he scored in literally every other playoff game. It's like weird, but you still don't want your best play when your lineup is that depleted, you really don't want your best player no showing.
Right. Yeah. So, and
By
obviously,
the
just
way,
like Michael Hutchinson played that game and gave up 2 just
yeah, and then Nikita
goals.
Zadorov on the last goal of the game.
Yeah.
Yoel Kiviranta hat trick. Oh my god. I had a broken arm when they lost that game, so I was living life, man.
It was a day.
The what else was I gonna say about Game 7? Oh yeah, all of them have been to like teams with like a greenish kind of color, and like even like Seattle has a little bit of
Yep.
a little bit. I don't know. It's weird.
Very interesting.
Yeah, the Avs have not won a Game 7 in me or Blake's lifetime.
Nope.
Yeah.
Hopefully they can get it done Sunday, but we'll see, man. I went into this game today. A lot of people ask me because I'm just the Avs guy, and a lot of people ask me, what do you think is going to happen? And I was just like, I have no read on it. I just don't know.
I mean, yeah,
Like
it's like I
past games,
remember.
you can get a vibe. Past games this series, like I could kind of feel like a gut feeling about each game. And this one, I had nothing.
Yeah,
I had no
most of
idea.
mine are like in game. Like I just because I was just kind of like I don't know, man, because I remember obviously Vegas Game 6. I mean, like it's not Vegas, but like the Seattle isn't as good as Vegas was that year, but
No, not even close, man.
it's still impressive. The Avs, I mean, winning this game.
Yeah.
It's a mini demon getting beat. It's like a little tiny demon,
Yeah, I mean,
like
they
one of
have
those ones
never.
from Hercules, one of those little ones.
Yeah, they've never come from behind in a series to win it.
Really, never, ever.
This current iteration.
Oh yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, I mean, well, technically that's not true. Technically,
I mean, which one?
Calgary.
True, little different.
Yeah,
Yes.
they've never come from like being on the brink of elimination.
Right.
Yeah, like
Yeah, I
in
mean,
like
down
Dallas, they
1-0.
came back from down 3-1 to get it to Game 7, but they
True. They
didn't
couldn't get the
win.
job done in Game 7. So we'll see.
Yeah,
I honestly, same thing. I just don't have a read on it. I just don't know how these games are going to go because we see what
that
it looks like when the Avs are outplaying Seattle, and we see what it looks like when Seattle's outplaying Colorado. So
right. And like you're really like you've already lost 2 home games to Seattle. Again, they fought tooth and nail for home ice. I mean, like
you
it
got to
would
use it,
really
man.
what?
Got to use the home ice right
Yeah,
now.
you didn't Nathan McKinnon's hat trick wasn't can't be against Nashville, can't be for nothing.
Exactly. You very important game. Let's see.
All those shit games against California teams,
This is why you win those, man.
Yeah. So like it's huge, Not only is just kind of like, being able to stay alive, but it's like a bigger thing. Like it's a thing this team has never done with this group, and they've never, and like the franchise hasn't done it, in 20 years.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
mean, we'll see. You just
there's
don't
ever a
know.
time to get it done. I have my strong doubts about it, but I was telling my dad it'd be pretty dope if like just Valdichkin just kind of Undertakered his way into Game 7.
I mean, we'll see. Be nice to have them. I don't think they're going to.
I don't think they're going to either.
I mean, you got to plan not to have him.
A man can dream.
Man, it would be really nice to have him,
Yeah.
especially like a week off that ankle and just figure out all the stuff after. We'll see. I hope he's doing okay.
Yeah. I don't want to speculate about it too much, obviously, but
yeah, I just hope he's doing okay.
I mean, if the lineup that was in tonight performs like they did today, there's no reason they shouldn't win Game 7.
Yeah, I don't think Seattle played well at all though either. I think that's part of it.
I think, and then I think that's where there's like a double-edged sword. I think both teams can play better than they did tonight. I think the Avs can get more.
The Avs should have capitalized more.
Yeah, I don't think Cale Makar was bad, but he definitely didn't. He wasn't at his best. He wasn't getting a lot of shots through. He bobbled a lot of pucks.
I thought he was good, man.
I thought he was good. I just think there was just some things with the puck that didn't go well for him.
True, and that ice is just not great.
Yeah.
I think we should get into this.
The Andrew Cogliano, Jordan Eberle thing, or
yeah, I really hate it, man. He sees numbers the entire way.
Oh yeah, he's at the dot and he's like, "Oh, there's numbers. Well, I'll just keep going."
He sees numbers all the way from the middle of the ice, man. Like that's the only.
And not only that, it's not like Andrew Cogliano is up against the boards here. He's like boarding, Right. It's just I don't know how anyone could possibly justify Jordan Eberle playing in Game 7.
He's going to be playing.
Because Andrew Cogliano came back.
That and it's just Seattle.
Yeah. By the way, we could. I don't know. I think that's a really terrible hit, and I think the fact that it wasn't even given a 5 to be reviewed is ridiculous.
Horrible, man. Plus, we don't even know if Cogliano will play Game 7 either because
he was on the ice.
Yeah, he was down for a while, and usually when you see an injury with him, he's just kind of he's down for a second, he gets up and he's holding something, and he goes down the room. This time, he's down forever, and I just hope he's okay. I just hope he doesn't have a concussion, man. Those suck.
Yeah, it was good to see him come back, but I don't know. We'll see. I just hope he's okay. He's an important player to this team, especially
he really is, man. They're so
situation like this. He was on Dallas when they beat the Avs in Game 7.
Mm-hmm.
So
yep.
He definitely knows what it's like to be on the winning side of it. He knows how to get it done. Is there anyone else that does? Who else has won a Game 7? Erod lost a Game 7 last year. Maybe he'll, want a little bit of of his own personal demon slaying.
Yeah.
Who else? Is there anyone else on this team that's? There's Lars Eller's played in his share of Game 7s.
Oh, dude, Lars Eller knows his way around a Game 7.
Lars Eller knows his way around losing a Game 7. He won a Game 7 once. So he's gonna want to win one.
Mm-hmm. They're all gonna have to play well. JT Compher is gonna have to do a lot better than he was today.
Yeah, he's gonna have to score some goals.
I thought JT Compher was horrific today.
I didn't think. I thought he was just really. No.
I'm getting so sick of them running their power play through him. It's very frustrating. Run it through all the other guys except him, and only use him when you have to.
Yeah, I agree. Really quick, I didn't quite do this yet. I didn't cut my can yet, but that's all right. I'll do it after. God damn it. Chat. There it is.
So. Yep.
Yeah. No, it's this is a high pressure situation. These other Game 7s, the Avs aren't really expected to win. They never got to play at home.
Right. This is what you live for, right?
Yep. This is what the playoffs are all about, baby.
This is why you watch hockey. This is why you fall in love with a team. This is what it's all about. And I know it's only round 1, but you gotta live in the moment you're in. And right now the Avs have to win a Game 7 to advance to round 2, and see if they can do it. I sure hope they can. But like I said, I don't really have a read on it. But it's what you live for, man.
This is where heroes are made.
Yep.
Memories, heroes, and the opposite, nightmares and villains.
Mm-hmm.
Are the Avs gonna spoil Seattle's storybook ending? or storybook series,
We'll see, man.
or is Seattle gonna do what everybody wants them to do?
We shall see. Clearly, the NHL wants it to happen.
I
I,
mean, yeah,
I mean, Jordan Eberle should be suspended for Game 7.
no, absolutely. Like I would bet money that he will play in Game 7. That's how.
Oh, he'll absolutely play. He should not be playing. That is some horse shit. That hit.
And part of me is like, that I don't like that, but what do you think maybe that gives the Avs like a little bit of a? I mean, because like, I don't
I
know.
don't think
Like,
it means anything, man.
I don't know. I think this team, Nathan McKinnon loves himself some Andrew Cogliano. Do you think he's going to take that lightly? That the NHL is like just letting his man get absolutely railed? Is this like I know you say Nathan McKinnon had his moment in Tampa Game 6, and he kind of did, but like, is this gonna be his like moment?
Could be, man. We'll never
see.
Know.
Maybe this is a Bowen Byer moment. Hell, maybe this is a Jack Johnson moment.
See, man,
Can you imagine?
This is why you watch this. This is why you do. Who's it gonna be?
Who's it gonna be?
It's exciting, man. We
Hopefully
don't know
someone on
who
the
it's gonna be.
Avs.
We don't
I'm
know
gonna
who
be
it's gonna be. We can guess all we want, but
really upset.
all it comes down to is just got to see what happens.
Yep,
So,
it's Demon Slaying time.
it's time, man. I'm very excited.
Get yourself a date with Dallas. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Yep. Okay, we'll do some 3 stars here.
My first star is Mikko Rantanen.
That's a good first star.
Absolutely. He was the best player in the game. Absolutely. My second star is Devon Taves.
Okay, awesome. That's a good one.
My third star, I'll go. It's either going to be Georgiev or Lehkonen. I thought Lehkonen was so good. Or Nate, honestly, like those 3. I think Nate was dominant. He was so good. Like he dominated the whole game. He just couldn't get on the score sheet.
I mean, that's the Nathan McKinnon you need in Game 7.
Yeah, he's got to get on the score sheet though. And then Lehkonen, and then.
Right. I would personally probably go. I actually thought Taves was pretty good. I'll put Mikko at 2. I'm just a little disappointed that he missed that like wide open net.
Sure.
And I'm going to give my 3 to Georgiev, an honorable mention to Lecky.
Yeah.
I mean, I do think like these are the types of games this is like, again, like this is just like from certain guys, these are the types of game that you need on Sunday that,
Yeah.
If Alexander Georgiev gives up 1 goal, you feel pretty good about your chances.
Yep. We'll see.
We shall see.
Disappointing players tonight. I did not love Dennis Malgin.
I mean, obviously you said JT Compher.
Yeah, JT Compher did not like it. He was like, nothing really happened with him at 5v5, but I just felt like he left a lot of chances out there.
That was my issue with him.
Yeah. And then I'll say I actually thought Matt Nieto was really good.
I did. I mean, I was pretty good, fine with that third. I thought like I don't think Logan O'Connor was like flashing offensively, but I mean he showed a little bit of swag.
It looked like they looked last year. No finish obviously, but they were creating stuff and making life on Seattle miserable. So
yeah.
But yeah, man, we'll see.
I mean, wouldn't it be nice? If Darren Helm could be ready to go for Game 7.
It would be really nice. Yeah, you just don't know.
He knows his way around a Game 7.
Oh yeah, he sure does. Yeah, you just don't know with him, man. No, I mean he gets smoked in the neck by Seattle number 3,
Will Borgen.
Yeah, I hate that guy, dude. He's I feel like the Seattle system is perfectly tailored to him, or else he would not be an NHL player.
Maybe. I think, but if there's one positive we can take away from this game, at the very least, it's that we will never have to hear them boo Cale Makar again.
Very true. It's really funny.
The fact that they kept doing it after Jordan Eberle, it's like, all right.
All right. Yeah. We should boo Jordan Eberle tomorrow if he plays. That'd be really funny.
I don't know. Boo him if you want. I don't know. I'm not going to be there.
True. Yeah, that should just about do it for me, though.
Yep,
I'm gonna
it's
get to
late
bed.
for him. So we'll see. We'll see for Game 7, which I don't know.
Just living it. This is what you live for, man. It's
Yeah.
nerve wracking. It's you know
Yep.
a lot of emotions go into a Game 7. It's supposed to be fun. Just have fun.
Yep. Hockey, it's supposed to be fun.
You're on the Avs, and
There you go.
you have alcohol if they lose.
If it's legal.
Yeah.